Masha's spooky stories.
My darlings, have you ever been afraid of getting lost somewhere? I've not always been afraid of getting lost, but once I got lost, and then I heard the story of the cutest kitten. And so, once upon a time, an ordinary kitten lived in a house. He was not one of a kind or something special. But the only thing was, whenever he needed to leave his house, he got lost in a moment. He would jump out into the street to scratch his fur on the ground, or have a little run. And then he wouldn't have a clue as to where he was. He would crawl under a bench or into a corner and stay sitting there scared to death. Everything was unfamiliar, and he had no idea where his house was. And he wished he was by his owner's side, back in his home again. It was getting dark. Many buildings were surrounding him, and arrogant dogs were being walked. Asking them something was so frightening. So, no matter if it was a cat or a dog passing by, they didn't notice the kitten. They were completely lost in their own thoughts and wishes. And time was passing by. It was late at night and the kitten was hungry, but there was nothing to eat. Needs must be met, and the kitten had to risk his life. There was not a crumb of bread inside, and his heart ached with discovery. It was about time to say goodbye to life when all of a sudden a bird came from somewhere in the sky. Oh, what is this, a kite? The kitten said, frightened, and then he curled up like a hedgehog ball. Well, I'm caught and dead, he thought. And the bird landed and said, hello. I'm a very diligent postman pigeon. Why are you crying? Would you like a sandwich? Can't you find your way back home? Don't you have a compass with you? I'm almost dead. I'm really hungry, the kitten shook his head. Then he put some bites into his mouth, and he got a taste for life again. The pigeon is not so frightening anymore, and he asked, do you remember your home address? The kitten tried to recall, but the numbers were all wrong. It would have been better to have them written on my tail. When you have an address, it is easier to search. I'm a homing pigeon. Birds like me are never lost and always come home wherever they are. It's all very well, but I'm not a homing kitten. I don't usually need to make an effort to get home. If you ever get lost anywhere, don't let yourself get even more lost, and don't be shy with others. Approach somebody who is older than you and describe to someone what you're trying to find. Ah, the kitten perked up. It's so simple. My owner has sunlight dots on her face and a turned-up nose. She loves candies, and her pockets are always filled with candy wrappers. Her hair is straight, red, with bows on her head. She responds to the name of Masha. At this moment, the pigeon disappeared at once, and the kitten got scared again. And he was lonely again, thinking, oh, I'll die abandoned. But suddenly, what is that? She screamed, my kitten! Someone grabs him and squeezes him and pushes his nose inside a bowl with milk. Here is some milk. Drink it all. The kitten is so happy. I'm delighted. His owner is cradling him in her arms like a baby, and meanwhile she said, all tussled up. The tail is covered with burdock. You have your address written not on your tail, but on your collar. Thanks to the pigeon. He came over and told me where you were. And here's the candy to show you how grateful I am. I made my way here as fast as I could. Masha looks at the kitten, who is already sleeping peacefully. Here we are again, fellows, my dear fellows. If you get lost, The most important thing is not to panic. Remember your home address, telephone number, and don't hesitate to ask adults for assistance and help. Conquer your fears. If you get lost, pull yourself together and get found.